They ignored you when you were available. They doubted you when you were trying. But the moment you disappear quietly, everything changes. People start noticing your absence. They begin to wonder why you stopped chasing, explaining, and reacting. That is power. And in this video, you will learn the 7 Stoic laws that make silence more powerful than revenge. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This channel is for people who want discipline, self-control, mental strength, and a calm mind in a loud world. Now let's begin. Law number 1, stop announcing your moves. Most people destroy their own progress because they talk too much. They announce every plan before the plan even begins. They tell everyone about the business idea. They post every small step online. They seek validation before results. The Stoics warned against this behavior thousands of years ago. A wise person moves in silence. Not because they are hiding, but because they understand that energy scattered through endless talking becomes weak. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should spend less time discussing what a good man should be and simply become one. That sentence alone can change your life. Many people love the appearance of progress more than actual progress. Talking gives temporary satisfaction. It creates the illusion of achievement. But the real world rewards execution, not announcements. When you disappear quietly, you stop feeding people updates. You stop explaining every decision. You stop seeking approval. And suddenly, your focus becomes stronger. Think about how much energy people waste trying to convince others. Trying to prove themselves. Trying to show everyone they are improving. A Stoic does not chase applause. A Stoic builds quietly. When a tree is growing, it makes no sound. But when it falls, everyone hears it. Real growth is silent. The strongest people are often invisible during the process. Nobody sees the lonely nights. Nobody sees the discipline. Nobody sees the sacrifices. But one day, the results appear. And people ask where you came from. You came from silence. You came from discipline. You came from disappearing long enough to rebuild yourself. There is something powerful about becoming unreachable while working on yourself. People expect constant access to you. Constant replies. Constant explanations. Constant emotional reactions. The moment you remove those things, you regain control over your life. Not everybody deserves access to your thoughts. Not everybody deserves updates about your goals. And not everybody clapping for you actually supports you. Some people only watch to measure your failures. Some people smile while secretly hoping you remain weak. That is why silence is protection. The Stoics believed your peace is more valuable than public attention. You do not need to argue with everyone. You do not need to defend every choice. And you do not need to announce your transformation before it happens. Disappear quietly. Work relentlessly. Return with results. That is the first law. Law number 2, let people underestimate you. One of the greatest advantages in life is being underestimated. Most people are obsessed with looking powerful immediately. They want others to fear them, praise them, and recognize them. But the Stoics understood something deeper. Power does not need advertisement. When people underestimate you, they relax around you. They stop watching carefully. They reveal their intentions. They expose their character. Underestimation becomes protection. The dangerous person is not the loudest person in the room. The dangerous person is calm, observant, disciplined, and emotionally controlled. Many people mistake silence for weakness. They think quiet people lack confidence. They think restraint means fear. But restraint is often strength. Anybody can explode in anger. Anybody can shout. Anybody can react emotionally. But remaining composed when provoked requires mastery. The Stoics believe that emotional control separates wise people from foolish people. A weak mind reacts instantly. A strong mind observes first. When you disappear quietly, people begin creating stories about you. Some assume you failed. Some assume you are struggling. Some assume you gave up. Let them think that. You do not need to interrupt their assumptions. Your life is not a courtroom. You are not required to defend yourself. One of the biggest distractions in modern life is trying to manage other people's opinions. You cannot control what people think. You cannot control gossip. You cannot control judgment. But you can control your focus. Every minute spent trying to prove yourself is a minute stolen from your growth. The Stoics train themselves to detach from praise and criticism equally. If praise makes you dependent, criticism will destroy you. That is why true strength comes from internal validation. You know your effort. You know your discipline. You know your sacrifices. That is enough. There is a reason lions do not waste energy convincing monkeys they are powerful. Strength speaks for itself eventually. Sometimes disappearing quietly is necessary because you are rebuilding your identity. You are removing distractions. You are strengthening your mind. You are learning patience. And patience is rare today. People want immediate recognition. Immediate success. Immediate results. But deep transformation takes time. The Stoics understood that nature itself moves patiently. Seasons change slowly. Trees grow slowly. Wisdom develops slowly. So if your progress feels invisible right now, do not panic. Invisible growth is still growth. Some of the strongest transformations happen privately. Keep learning. Keep improving. Keep building. One day the same people who underestimated you will wonder how you became so disciplined, so calm, and so successful. And the answer will be simple. You stopped talking. You stopped reacting. You disappeared quietly. Law number 3, detach from validation. Most people are emotionally controlled by other people's opinions. A compliment can make them feel valuable. A criticism can ruin their entire day. A lack of attention makes them anxious. This is dangerous. The moment your happiness depends on external validation, your peace is no longer yours. The Stoics believed freedom begins when you stop needing approval from others. Think about how many people live their lives trying to impress strangers. They dress for attention. They speak for approval. They post online for validation. They chase likes instead of purpose. But attention is temporary. Validation is unstable. And public opinion changes constantly. If you build your identity on praise, you will collapse under criticism. That is why disappearing quietly becomes powerful. You stop performing for people. You stop begging to be noticed. You stop needing constant reassurance. And for the first time, you begin hearing your own thoughts clearly. Silence reveals truth. When distractions disappear, you start realizing how much energy was wasted chasing acceptance. Many people do not even know who they truly are because they spend their entire lives adapting to other people's expectations. The Stoics taught that your value does not increase because someone praises you. And your value does not decrease because someone ignores you. A diamond remains valuable even when nobody sees it. The strongest people know how to stand alone without feeling lonely. That is rare. Most people fear solitude because silence forces them to confront themselves. No distractions. No noise. No applause. Just their thoughts. But solitude can become your greatest teacher if you use it correctly. When you disappear quietly, you begin rebuilding your relationship with yourself. You stop asking, "Do they approve of me?" And you start asking, "Am I becoming the person I respect?" That question changes everything. Because self-respect matters more than public approval. A person who respects themselves does not beg for attention. They do not tolerate disrespect just to avoid loneliness. They do not chase people who constantly ignore them. They understand their worth privately. The Stoics practiced emotional independence. Not emotional coldness. Independence. They loved people without becoming enslaved by people. They valued connection without sacrificing self-control. This balance is powerful. When you stop needing validation, people feel the difference immediately. Your energy changes. Your presence changes. Your confidence becomes quieter but stronger. You no longer enter rooms trying to impress everyone. You simply exist with certainty. And ironically, that is when people begin respecting you more. Because desperation pushes people away. But calm confidence attracts attention naturally. Stop chasing validation. Start building substance. The world rewards people who can remain grounded without applause. Disappear quietly long enough to discover who you are without an audience. That is freedom. Law number 4, protect your energy. Your energy is one of the most valuable things you possess. Yet most people give it away carelessly every single day. They argue with negative people. They entertain drama. They respond to every insult. They absorb stress from everyone around them. And slowly, they become mentally exhausted. The Stoics believed you must guard your inner peace carefully. Not every battle deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves a response. And not every person deserves access to your emotions. When you disappear quietly, you begin noticing how much noise was draining you. Some people only contact you when they need something. Some people constantly bring negativity into your life. Some people provoke reactions because chaos entertains them. A wise person learns to step away. Not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Peace is expensive. And protecting it requires discipline. Many people confuse accessibility with kindness. They think saying yes to everything makes them a good person. But constantly sacrificing your peace to satisfy others will eventually destroy your mental strength. The Stoics practiced boundaries long before the modern world started discussing them. They understood that calmness is impossible when your mind is crowded with unnecessary conflict. Look at nature. The ocean remains powerful because it stays deep. Shallow water becomes noisy easily. Deep people move differently. They do not react instantly. They do not waste energy proving points. They choose silence over unnecessary conflict. Imagine how much stronger your mind would become if you stopped giving attention to useless drama. Imagine how peaceful your life would feel if you stopped arguing with people committed to misunderstanding you. Some people do not want solutions. They want reactions. Do not feed them your energy. The Stoics believed that your mind should remain steady regardless of external chaos. That does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let external problems control your inner world. When you disappear quietly, you create space for healing. Space for thinking. Space for growth. Space for discipline. You begin focusing on things that truly matter. Your health. Your goals. Your character. Your purpose. And suddenly, life feels lighter. You realize that peace is more valuable than attention. Calmness is more valuable than winning arguments. And emotional discipline is more valuable than temporary satisfaction. Not every message needs a reply. Not every insult needs revenge. Not every conflict deserves your presence. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. People become confused when they can no longer control your emotions. That confusion is power. Because emotional control is rare in a world addicted to reactions. Protect your energy like your future depends on it. Because it does. Law number 5, become comfortable alone. One of the greatest fears people have is being alone. That fear controls their decisions. They stay in toxic relationships because they fear loneliness. They tolerate disrespect because they fear isolation. They surround themselves with noise because silence feels uncomfortable. But the Stoics saw solitude differently. To them, solitude was not punishment. It was training. When you disappear quietly, you are forced to confront yourself honestly. No distractions. No performance. No pretending. Just you and your mind. This is where real transformation begins. A person who cannot sit alone with their thoughts will always depend on external distractions. But a person who becomes comfortable alone develops inner strength. They stop needing constant company to feel complete. They stop chasing attention to feel valuable. They stop fearing silence. And that changes everything. Most people are terrified of silence because silence exposes unresolved emotions. It reveals insecurity. It reveals fear. It reveals dependency. That is why many people keep themselves constantly distracted. Music every second. Phones every minute. Conversations every hour. Anything to avoid facing themselves. But growth requires reflection. The Stoics often spent time alone thinking deeply about life, death, purpose, and character. They understood that wisdom grows in silence. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you become dangerous in the best possible way. Because now nobody can manipulate you with loneliness. You no longer stay where you are disrespected just to avoid being alone. You no longer chase people who offer inconsistent attention. You no longer settle for fake connections. Why? Because peace alone feels better than chaos with people. That realization is freedom. A strong person does not fear solitude. They use solitude to sharpen themselves. While others waste time seeking distractions, you are building discipline. While others chase attention, you are building clarity. While others panic in silence, you are discovering who you truly are. This is why disappearing quietly often leads to massive personal growth. You begin hearing your own thoughts clearly. You begin understanding your patterns. You begin recognizing your weaknesses honestly. And only honest self-awareness can create real improvement. The Stoics believed self-mastery begins internally. Before you can lead others, you must learn to lead yourself. Before you can control circumstances, you must control your mind. Solitude teaches that. It teaches patience. It teaches emotional independence. It teaches discipline. And once you master being alone, relationships become healthier too. Because now you choose people from strength, not desperation. You connect because you want connection. Not because you fear emptiness. Disappear quietly sometimes. Not to escape life, but to reconnect with yourself. That is where clarity lives. Law number 6, let your results speak. Words impress people temporarily. Results impress people permanently. Anyone can promise greatness. Anyone can talk confidently. Anyone can create appearances. But results reveal truth. The Stoics respected action more than speech. They believed character is proven through behavior, not claims. When you disappear quietly, you stop wasting energy trying to convince people of your potential. You focus instead on becoming undeniable. This mindset changes your entire life. Many people spend years talking about what they will do someday. Someday they will start the business. Someday they will get disciplined. Someday they will improve themselves. But someday never arrives for most people because talking becomes a substitute for action. The Stoics warned against living through fantasy instead of reality. A disciplined person does not need to announce ambition constantly. Their habits reveal it. Think about truly successful people. The strongest among them often move quietly. They are focused, consistent, patient. They understand that real progress takes time. A seed planted underground looks invisible for a long time. But eventually it breaks through the surface. Your growth works the same way. People may not notice your discipline immediately. They may not understand your sacrifices. They may even mock your silence. Keep working anyway. The gym does not reward excuses. Business does not reward intentions. Life does not reward empty words. It rewards consistent action. Every day you stay disciplined while nobody is watching, you are building a version of yourself that weak people cannot compete with. That is why disappearing quietly becomes powerful. You stop seeking attention for effort. You focus on outcomes instead. And when results finally appear, nobody can argue with them. Confidence built on results feels different. It is calm, stable, unshakable. Because it comes from evidence, not imagination. You know what you survived. You know what you built. You know how hard you worked. That creates real confidence. Not fake confidence built from social media validation. Not loud confidence built from ego. Real confidence. The Stoics believed discipline is the highest form of self-respect. Every time you keep your word to yourself, your mind becomes stronger. Every workout completed. Every distraction resisted. Every promise honored. It all matters. Small disciplines create powerful lives. The world notices results eventually. Not immediately. But eventually. And by the time people finally recognize your growth, they will not understand how much silent work created it. That is the beauty of disappearing quietly. You stop performing. You start building. And your life becomes proof. Law number 7, master emotional control. The final Stoic law is the most important of all. Master your emotions before your emotions master you. Most people live reactively. Their mood depends on circumstances. Their peace depends on other people's behavior. Their emotions control their actions constantly. If someone insults them, they explode. If someone ignores them, they panic. If life becomes difficult, they collapse emotionally. The Stoics believe this is slavery. Because if external events control your inner world, you are never truly free. Emotional mastery does not mean becoming emotionless. It means becoming disciplined enough to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. This is one of the biggest reasons disappearing quietly changes people. Silence teaches observation. When you stop reacting instantly, you begin understanding yourself better. You notice your triggers. You notice your weaknesses. You notice the situations that steal your peace. And awareness creates control. Most arguments become worse because people react emotionally without thinking clearly. One insult leads to another. One emotional decision creates long-term regret. The Stoics trained themselves to pause before reacting. Not because they were weak. Because they understood that anger destroys judgment. A calm mind sees clearly. An emotional mind sees danger everywhere. This is why emotional control is power. When someone cannot provoke you easily, they lose influence over you. When criticism no longer destroys your confidence, you become stronger. When rejection no longer defines your worth, you become free. That freedom changes your presence completely. You stop chasing emotional highs constantly. You stop allowing temporary emotions to control permanent decisions. You stop reacting to every small inconvenience. Instead, you become stable. And stability is rare today. Social media trains people to react instantly. Modern culture rewards outrage. People are emotionally exhausted because they never disconnect from chaos. But the Stoics would tell you something important. You do not have to participate in every emotional storm around you. You can choose calmness. You can choose restraint. You can choose silence. And often, silence is the strongest response possible. Not every attack deserves retaliation. Not every criticism deserves explanation. Not every disrespect deserves revenge. Sometimes walking away protects your peace more than winning the battle. This is why disappearing quietly shocks people. They expected emotional reactions. They expected drama. They expected access to your energy. Instead, they receive silence. And silence forces reflection. The Stoics understood that emotional discipline creates personal power. Because a person who controls themselves becomes difficult to manipulate. Imagine how different your life would become if you stopped reacting emotionally to everything. How much peace would you gain? How many conflicts would disappear? How much clearer would your thinking become? Emotional control is not weakness. It is maturity. It is wisdom. It is strength. The strongest people are not those who dominate others. The strongest people are those who dominate themselves. That is the final law. Disappear quietly sometimes. Not because you hate people. Not because you want revenge. But because growth requires distance from noise. Because peace requires boundaries. Because discipline grows in silence. And because sometimes the greatest transformation happens away from attention. The world teaches people to constantly perform. To constantly explain themselves. To constantly seek validation. But the Stoics taught something different. Build yourself privately. Strengthen your mind quietly. Control your emotions completely. And let your life speak for you. One day people will notice your calmness. Your discipline. Your confidence. Your growth. They will wonder what changed. What changed is simple. You stopped chasing attention. You stopped reacting emotionally. You stopped explaining yourself endlessly. You disappeared quietly. And in that silence, you became stronger. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more Stoic wisdom, mental strength lessons, and self-discipline content. Your transformation begins the moment you stop seeking noise and start building yourself in silence. Most people never realize how much of their suffering comes from attachment. Attachment to attention. Attachment to approval. Attachment to people who do not value them. Attachment to outcomes they cannot control. The Stoics believed attachment without discipline creates emotional weakness. When your happiness depends on external things, your peace becomes fragile. That is why disappearing quietly is not only about leaving people behind. It is about separating yourself from unhealthy dependence. You begin learning how to exist without constant reassurance. Without constant praise. Without constant validation. And at first, that silence feels uncomfortable. Because modern life conditions people to fear stillness. Every second must be filled with noise. Notifications. Messages. Entertainment. Opinions. People rarely sit alone long enough to hear their own thoughts anymore. But silence has a purpose. Silence reveals truth. It reveals who genuinely cares about you. It reveals what truly matters to you. It reveals whether your confidence is real or borrowed from external approval. Many people discover that the moment they stop chasing others, they finally begin discovering themselves. That discovery changes everything.